Now that it's over, can we just admit that the Winter Olympics are just a little elitist? Hi, thanks for watching. Today, I'm going to give you my thoughts on the Winter Olympics. I'm going to compare it to the Summer Olympics. Take a look at the coverage and what it takes to be an Olympian today. So, right off the bat, I'm going to say that I am a big fan of the Olympics. I like watching them. Every time they come around, I will watch hours and hours of the coverage. There are some sports that I enjoy more than others, and some that I just don't understand, but that's okay. I like it. I think it's a fun, wholesome entertainment event. So I have nothing bad to say about the actual sports. But when we really start looking at it, the Winter Olympics are pretty elitist. You really have to have a lot of money to compete, or you have to have the support of someone with a lot of money to be able to compete in these sports. Let's take a look at bobsled, for example. A bobsleigh. There are only 2 facilities in the entire United States where you can train for this sport. So if you are interested in doing this, you're going to have to move to Park City, Utah, or Lake Placid, New York, to be able to train. And, oh, you need to pick up a bobsled? Oh, you got an extra 50 grand? This is something that is not accessible to most people. Another example, look at speed skating. I think speed skating is really exciting. Now, I prefer the larger track speed skating to the short track speed skating. That just looks insane to me. And so for speed skating, in the long form, there's only 2 facilities in the entire U.S. that I could find. So if you wanted to train for that, you'd have to move near that facility to train. And speed skates? Oh, no problem. Those are $2 grand each. No big deal, right? Now, when you compare this to the Summer Olympics, I believe that the Summer Olympics really do see who's the best in the world, right? We're running, we're throwing things, we're swimming. And those things do not have a big financial burden to get into those sports. That's why you see people from all over the world in the Summer Olympics. Now, obviously, it's going to be tough for people from Africa to compete in winter sports if they do not have the facilities on their continent to train. That makes sense. But again, that gets back to this being a winter sports games for millionaires and the elite. I mean, that's really what it is. Take, for example, Elizabeth Swaney. She competed for Hungary in these games in the half-pipe skiing. And the way that she was able to qualify, she was an American, is she could travel the globe going to different competitions where there weren't enough people. And so she would travel all over the world and just go straight down, do no tricks, but get enough points, and so she could qualify for the Olympics. She found a loophole, but that loophole is having a lot of money. Now, am I mad at her for doing it? I think it's great, and I think it's an example that if you really want something, you can find a way to make that happen, and so I applaud her for doing it, but really she could not have done it without having a lot of financial support. I do want to make one note about the coverage of these Olympic Games. They have been terrible. NBC has done the worst job. I watched the 50-kilometer cross-country ski last night, and it was a very exciting race. And there were 2 guys that were so close, and one decided to do a pit stop and put on some newer skis with fresh wax, and he was able to catch the first guy and pass him. And so after watching this for an hour, and all while this was going on, for 3rd place, there were 4 different skiers, all very close to one another. And at the end of the race, they saw the guy who won 1st place, who won the gold, cross the finish line. NBC decided that was enough. That was all you needed to see. They went back to the studio, and you didn't even get to see the battle for 3rd place, which should have been very exciting. but we didn't get to see that because we needed to go back to the studio. NBC has done a horrible job in the coverage of these games, and that may be why ratings are down. So I would like to know, do you agree with me that the Winter Olympics are elitist? Or do you think that they really are open for everyone? Let me know in the comments. I look forward to reading what you have to say. Peace. You can help me reach my goal of 500 subscribers by clicking the like button and subscribing. Thanks.